Indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again today. Another video, another live stream, another moment for us to consciously evolve, consciously show up, consciously think about things that we might not have thought about today if we weren't in this space. I appreciate you for sharing it with me, and I hope you're doing well. Hey, Ryu! You're so early, my friend. Literally 36, no, actually 33 seconds is when your message came through. You were quick. Fastest comment in the West. It's so nice to have you here. How are you doing, my friend? How's life been treating you? I think the last time I saw you was the day before yesterday, right? Or maybe it was yesterday. They all meld together at this point. The youth? I'm thinking about what my intention is going to be. I'm doing good. I'll have to go in a bit though. It's completely okay, Ryu. Thank you for even sharing a second with me. I genuinely appreciate it. Fred on beat! It's so nice to have you here with me. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing, my friend? How are things at the Haywire Hill? I think I did send Uncle Becky a message recently. We're gonna have that call at some point. But no, you have to send my love to him, please, Aunt B. It was yesterday. Thank you, Ryu. Thank you for reminding me and for keeping me on track, and I appreciate it. Top Slow, hello to you. I love your stuff, and I love you, Top Slow. Thank you for joining me, friend. Cable made me say hello. Oh, say hello to Cable from me as well. Happy Thanksgiving Day to you. Auntie, thank you so much for joining me. And hello to you, Jem. Thank you for joining me as well. Man, now I feel like, is Thanksgiving a day of hope? Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you, Candace, for sharing this space with us. Thanksgiving, giving thanks, gratitude. You know what? That'll be our intention. For every single one of our American friends today, I will be grateful and give thanks as well. Is gratitude and thanksgiving the same thing though? Not exactly, right? It's close. You know what? I'm just gonna go straight Thanksgiving. There we go. Our intention for today will be Thanksgiving. I've never had a Thanksgiving giving dinner, or turkey for that matter, but it does look amazing. And I hope you friends get to spend time with your loved ones. I hope you get time to actually enjoy a good meal with people that you appreciate having conversations with. I hope that there's nothing to fight about. There's nothing to disagree about. I hope there's only love for one another. These are my wishes. Thank you for the love, Jem. I appreciate it. Mixed to Death is joining us again. Thank you. Saying, do your will rise to the challenge and meet the day. The Yout will rise to the challenge. I think I understand what you're. I agree. I think Mixed to Death. Thank you for joining me, my friend. As long as we continue showing up, the challenge will continue to be, in your words, met, I guess. Thanksgiving to all those celebrating, to every single one of you. I'm so grateful for friendships I've made on Reddit, and we're grateful for you, Aunt B. Like, these friendships, I feel, have a ethereal nature to them, would be the way that I would explain them, is because when we make these friendships, when we get into a space where we genuinely feel like this person can be a friend of ours, be they in a chat form, be they in stream form, there is this genuine, almost, I want to say acceptance, but acceptance I feel is like too light of a word. It's more like a taking on of that person as a genuine friend to you. And by doing that, by this platform just being exactly what it is, we can help one another. You know, Reddit as a platform to help one another is something that I've been so blessed by. And you friends, every single one of you, can bless other people by doing the exact same thing. You know, this is already a platform for communities to build themselves. We like things a very specific way. We're like, yes, I only like cars and memes and pictures of plants. And then we can get that, you know, and we can have people within those spaces that get the same things that we get. And feeling like people get us, It's not something that's necessarily easy to do. And it's even harder sometimes to find that in the real world, as we say sometimes. I appreciate you, friends, finding me here in the fake world, if we have to think of it that way. Genuinely, your loved friends. I appreciate you sharing the space with me. Hello to you. I'm dying inside. I hope you're feeling better though, my friend. What am I doing here? You're sharing space, Kelly boy. Agreeable oil says. And then I just scream it. We have lied, stolen, looked with lust, used God's name in vain, hated, killed, murdered, both neglected God's things, wanted, steal, disobeyed, parents, gossiped, worshipped, loved anything other than God, adultery, both wanted, steal, hated, killed, murdered, both repent. It's a bit much, agreeable oil, relax, dude. Take a big breath, calm down. Dude, you're a white guy, stop pretending to be. You, I'm the Dalai Lama, dude. I'm very much just myself. Thank you though. Black, what's Black Knight looking at me? Thank you, friend. It's such an embrace. I feel it emotionally, mentally, and physically. And thank you for sharing that embrace with us as well right now on B. I appreciate you so much. Kit Harington really got into drugs recently. It seems that way, my friend. And just because of you, I'm gonna roll myself a joint. Yeah, I'm gonna use you as an excuse. I totally didn't want to roll myself a joint. So I already have some crushed bud right here next to me. Maybe we'll do like a little bit of a mini joint rolling tutorial. You can do the same thing with tea leaves, or let's say a million actually. Technically a smokable herb that's good for your lungs. Go and do your own research though. So you make a little bit of a boat, then you get your material that is already crushed. You add a small little layer of it. Not too much. I mean, some people can, I don't know how to for some reason, but some people can stack like a joint really big. But I make sure it's like almost on the same line as where the Garrick is. Then you pinch both sides. You roll your fingers together, basically making a little bit of a tubular shape down at the bottom. Then you roll your thumb down to the side of it, basically getting that lip to be flush with the Garrick. You place your finger on top of that, and then you twist it back, tucking it into itself. Yeah. There's the promised joint rolling tutorial that we've been waiting forever to actually do. I appreciate you, friends, sharing this space with me, genuinely. Our intention for this joint is Thanksgiving. You know, giving thanks to you, friends, giving thanks to myself, giving thanks to Reddit, giving thanks to our ability to have found one another in this space. Thank you. I genuinely thank you. And I celebrate with you, even though I'm not American or have any ties to the culture. I celebrate with you, friends, nonetheless. I'm hopeful for some of you. Thank you, the highest title. I'm happy that you're actually reading the title. The highest title reads titles, go figure. Yeah, my title for today is, do you have hope for the youth? What do you think is a fundamental truth? Something like that, something in that line. You know, like I genuinely have a lot of hope for our youth. Looking at the intelligence and the emotional maturity of some kids these days really gives me a lot of hope for what our future is to hold. I am the walrus, I'm confused, but good on you for being so positive. I'm sorry to confuse you, friend. Good on you for being positive back, thank you. You look like Jon Snow, the Dolly Charm. 70s Jon Snow. Who the fuck are you? I'm Meldmore, friend. Thank you for joining us. Why can't I hear you? There's a little button down here that you can press. Be respectful in chat. I'm sorry, Aunt B. I hope people are chillaxing. Black, oh, thanks, that's cool. The actual bot knows how to tell you how to fix it. Is Bud Light too light? It depends on what you want to do. If you want to drink something that's closely resembles what beer must taste like, then I guess it's exactly what it's supposed to be. But if you're supposed to get absolutely wasted, then it might be too light. I'd recommend against. You know, maybe both drinking Bud Light and getting wasted. So You should find yourself in happy medium. But drink, fart. I don't have a fart right now, but thank you for the encouragement, Meister. Dog, your hair is fucking fire, no cap. Thank you. I appreciate your love, genuinely. Cheerio, Ripper. Say sex, money, murder 3 times in a row. This would be hype. I think once is enough. Sex, money, and murder, I feel, are very sensationalism. Is that the right way to say it? Sensationalized? I think that would be the right way to say it. But it's not necessarily something I feel brings any value to us as characters, as human beings. Think about it, right? Sex, it's fun in the moment, but it is pretty fleeting. Even if it lasts multiple hours, still pretty much fleeting in the rest of the experience. Money, a number that people continue to eat, never technically being satisfied, never being satiated, constantly eating more and more, hoping to hit some sort of point of satiation. Murder. Technically, now I've said it 3 times by now. Murder is this illusion and separation of self to the point where you, in your illusion separation of self, separate yourself even further. And unfortunately, it's more pain that you're inflicting on yourself than it is so much pain you're inflicting on the other person by murdering them. Because technically, you're the one now suffering, not the other person. Ugh. Human beings, we hurt ourselves. Hopefully, our youth can learn from us. The scarf is fucking lit. It's a gift from a friend. Friend that's actually pretty close. Thank you for enjoying it with me. It's a pashmina. They're so great. Yourself is derivative as hell. Yeah, it really is. You're right. Don't do this stuff. It's not cool at all. I agree with you, Mysterio. Do whatever you find truth in. I agree with that as well, Top Slow. I do have hope for the youth, and I have hope for our youth as well, Auntie. You know, the fact that we have hope for our youth actually kind of like astounds me sometimes. Because looking at the state of our world, it's hard to imagine what they have hope for. You know, I think back just a few years back to when I was in high school and how difficult it was for me to look at the state of the world and where things were going and how people were treating one another, how small I felt in this grand scheme of this entire world, and how lost I felt in that smallness as well. And that was almost what? Stop aging. That was a decade ago. It started basically a decade ago when I was like 13. So yeah, and you know, like a lot has happened in the last decade. I think shit is arguably worse than it was a decade ago. In some ways, and in other ways, things are significantly better. And I hope that our youth is more oriented with the good, with the good stuff that is actually happening, and not just staring blatantly into the bad stuff. Unfortunately, though, we are in the midst of a mental epidemic. You know, suicide rates are at an all-time high. And friends, if you are depressed, please, 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 please reach out. Be it to me, be it to one of our friends here in chat, be it to, like, I think Reddit has like an outreach platform as well. Please do. We love you, friend. And you're like, oh, stop being full of shit. You don't know me. How can you love me? I love you because I love myself. And the self that I love that is within inside of me is the ultimate, I believe, I. That ultimate I is within every single one of us. It's the observer of this external reality. So by loving that part of myself and recognizing that that part of myself is within each and every single thing, each and every single being, I can extrapolate to that love of self, to the love of all of it. You are loved. You are a part of this whole, and you are valued, friend. Please do reach out if you're feeling in any way that you need some help. We'd be more than willing to help. Hello, friend. Fatigue Bug. It's been forever. It's so nice to see you. What are you smoking on? I'm smoking on some orange sherbet today. Orange sherbet 50-50 mixed with something called Million. It's a smokable herb that I've been mixing with. It's very nice. Cable stream ended. I hope he's going to tune in a bit here. I'd like to have some chats with them. Long time no see. New digs. New digs. New digs. Digits. Vintique Bogama, maybe you're making a joke. It's so nice to see you again. It has been forever. Reddit throwaway, thank you for the stars, for the all-seeing upvote, and for the cup. I'm getting flustered. For the pot of coins, I appreciate you so much, the Reddit throwaway. Naren is here as well, saying, I see a lot of new viewers today. Hello and love to all. Naren, we did get like a big influx of friends, and we still have a lot of you beloved and divine beings still joining us in this moment. You're probably like the fucking join, dude, like okay, fine, I like it. Thanksgiving. We're lighting it for Thanksgiving. Ooh. Hmm. Thanksgiving. Like, I know a bit of American history, and there's so much baggage, attached to the whole Thanksgiving day as well. And it's weird as well because I'm technically an outsider observing in, looking at this celebration, this understanding, this feeling in a naive way, very naive. I feel very naive. I hope though, again, maybe this is a pull to the whole youth thing, that going into the future, we see it exactly just for what it is, not for what it did represent or the potential baggage that was associated or attached to it. But, weirdly, at the same time, we have now official data of people basically spending less time together in areas where there's a lot of political advertisements, like propaganda, marketing, however you want to say it. So in areas where there's a lot of like right left public discourse or like advertising, where people are like, oh, red is the only one, oh, blue is the only one. I think that's the two colors, right? There is like this genuine separation, even in families, where people are less likely to spend time with one another, even though there might be no genuine social implication or political discourse happening in the households, just through the external environments changing with marketing, people are less likely to spend time with one another. There's so much drama in the industry. It's hard being Snoop D-O double G. Is it? Is it? I think Snoop is doing fine, dude. Snoop is doing fine. I would love to meet Snoop. I wonder if we would have things to have chats about. Maybe. Maybe it would. Do you think it's hard? Maybe it's hard being us sometimes. It's insane. It can be. What light? What light through yonder window breaks? Is it your shining light? This is actually just, outside light coming through the windows right now. The Reddit throwaway. What you smoking on? Orange sherbet. Thank you for the love, and again, thank you for the pot of coins, friends. Red clicker is being summoned. If you're up, come and say hi. I woke up in random new areas that my body hurt. Now, I'm not hopeful in my youth. No, God. No, God. Maybe you're just supposed to be aware, dude. Hey, thank you for the love. GPF size, insane. Thank you, man. Like maybe you're just supposed to become super aware of your body in this moment. And I think that Insane is sending you some health kits right now, Gob. Just gobble them up, dude. Good morning, beautiful. I'm north of the border, so Thanksgiving is long past. Any big plans for y'all? I hope so. Oh, that's right. Apologies. We are going to my mother's to visit her, my granny, and both my siblings with their families. That sounds amazing, Aunt B. Ooh, big old family get together. Talking about families getting together. It's Naomi. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing so well, my friend. I hope you're doing well as well. Thank you genuinely for joining me in this space and sharing this time with us. I hope you've been well. Do I know? Do Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving? I'm sure you friends will know me. I want Insane Hugs. There you go. Like, as soon as you said Insane Hugs, I'm just imagining Insane with that little plushie he has, hugging it and spinning in a circle. The good old Insane Hugs is the best, dude. I want to have one of those as well. We celebrate in October. It's insane. Are you breaking my brain right now, dude? What's happening? We celebrate in October? Hugs. The Snoop Double OG. Health hearts. God not trusting in his youth. We celebrate in October. It's insane is definitely throwing a wrench. Celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay. Thank you. I'm stupid. Why? Why do you celebrate it at different times? I think I'm more curious about that than anything. Do you have a different Thanksgiving? Like, are you celebrating at a different time because it's not the same Thanksgiving? Maybe that's what it is. Hope you're doing well. Sounds like a wonderful way to spend it. Sending good vibes and Thanksgiving blessings. Thank you so much, Vinti Bug. Definitely became more aware of my body and my movement with how sore my body has been the past 2 days. Have you been exercising? Maybe that is it, Naomi. Weirdly enough, and this is a conversation me, my younger brother, and my youngest brother had with one another. Like, we all have very similar genetics when it comes to our build. But me and my younger brother are the only ones exercising. We actually want to, in some way, use, if you will, what we've been given. And my little brother, he has no real intentions to. He started going to the gym for a little bit, and then he stopped after basically having to go home for the vacation. And he was like, don't want to do it anymore. And there was this genuine discourse between us, and his reasoning for not wanting to do it is because he found himself in pain when he had to exercise for a while longer. And he was like, oh, I feel like I can't lift my arms properly, can't sit up properly. No, like after I exercise. And me and my younger brother in unison was like, yeah, we love that. Like when you exercise for as long as me and him have, we don't get hurt anymore. We just kind of get fatigued. And that initial sore feeling is something that we kind of miss. And it's so curious to me how in that moment, the thing that we thought, oh, we missed this thing is a good indication that you're actually making progress, is the same thing that was the complete hindrance for my brother. And it's just, again, it's how we choose to use that awareness, Naomi. It's how we choose to use that awareness. Mammy was actually here yesterday, Aunt B. It was amazing. Snap out of it says, hi from South Africa. I love Haywire Hill. Wow, I don't know. Are you from South Africa as well? Snap out of it. Haywire Hill is a vibe. Me and Uncle Becky have chats, dude. It's so nice of you to join us. Where in South Africa do you live? We do celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada, but ours is already passed. There we go. Thank you as well, Naomi. Our Thanksgiving is about the Harvest Festival, which is a tradition from the UK. A good harvest is something to celebrate, while the US celebrates some old dude saying, be thankful for slaughtering the natives or something. It's insane, bruh. That's the stuff I was like tiptoeing around. Woo, woo, look who step on this. And you're like, oh, stomps. Stomp, 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 stomp. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you for kicking the door down, metaphorically speaking. We love you. There we go. Thank you, Aunt B, for saying hi to our new friend. Merman says hello, my divine friend from the mountains of North Carolina. Thank you for joining us, Merman. How have you been? How's Stephanie been? How's your mom been? I've been thinking about that blanket you sent, dude, and we haven't received a message yet, but I think we might have to go and check in the physical location. Dude, I've been thinking about you, Merman. I hope you're doing well, brother. I went to the gym Tuesday at my regular time, then around 7 to 6 p.m. And then my fiance needed a little motivation and help, so I went back to the gym with him at 10:30. It was fun, but I felt the regret yesterday morning. There we go. It makes complete sense. And thank you, though, for doing it. Really, genuinely, Naomi, I'm sure that your significant other genuinely appreciates you being there to motivate him and you pushing yourself that hard. It's incredible. I'm really happy that you can do that. How was it though? Regardless of the fact that you might be paying for it now, would you go back and do it again? That's also something that I like asking myself. If I find myself in pain or discomfort or awkward in any potential way, I ask myself, if I could do things completely differently, would I? And I usually find myself saying no. Nova, hello to you. Thank you for joining us, friend. It's so nice to have you. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? Technically, it's Thanksgiving. Is it? Are you living in America? I'm not sure, actually. You might be. Thanksgiving on a Thursday. If it's Thanksgiving on a Thursday, do you get the Friday off to spend the weekend with your family in America? I'm all right. I'm in Australia, actually. The more I and you know. Thank you for letting me know that, Noah. In Australia. We don't, I'm guessing you don't, I should say, rather, have Thanksgiving celebrations in Australia, do you? We also don't in South Africa. We celebrate, we do! We don't. Oh, I was for a second dropping off. Yeah, we don't either. But this joint that we're smoking is technically our Thanksgiving right now, Nova. This joint was rolling with the intention of Thanksgiving written on it. So we're giving thanks to ourselves. We're giving thanks to the state of calm. We're giving thanks to the sun. We're giving thanks to the clouds in the sky. We're giving thanks to the trees providing us oxygen. We're giving thanks to the dogs, bark as they may. They bring light and love into our lives. We give thanks to our family members. I give thanks to you, friend. I give thanks to you. So thank you for joining me, Nova. And you, friends, as well. Genuinely. How does weed personally make you feel? Like, it's a weird question to ask, Nova, because it's one I don't properly have an answer for. Yes, give thanks to my animals. Thank you. Giving thanks to your animals, my friend. You know, give them a pet, a treat. Maybe just tell them you love them. How does weed make me feel? For the longest time, I thought it didn't make me feel anything. And I still have a hard time articulating if it makes me feel anything. Weirdly enough, as soon as you're out of the experience of being high, if you will, you completely forget what it's like as well. It's like this chemical information way of understanding something. Like as soon as you have the chemical inside of your body, the tetrahydrocannabinol, for example, your body knows exactly how it's supposed to feel because it has the presence of this compound within it. And then when your body no longer experiences this compound actively, the experience of experiencing the compound goes along with it. You know that there is something to be had, there is a beneficial reason or a pleasurable reason for you to do this, but you don't necessarily remember exactly what it feels like. And even now, you know, having smoked this joint, I don't know exactly how I feel. One of the things that I can maybe give some behavioral changes that I've experienced or people have told me they've experienced observing me. Like one of the things that I tend to do is I become more goofy. I become more lighthearted. I listen a little bit more intently. I say things that might be a little bit out of character. When it comes to the character that people usually play, if that makes any sense. But I don't know if these things are feelings necessarily. No. How does weed make you feel? How does weed make every single one of you feel, friends? One of the things that weed also can make me feel, like on a very feeling level, is warmer. Like things are being upregulated. Like every single one of my little mitochondria are just like chewing twice as hard, or maybe like, I mean like chewing like a train. Maybe like 50% harder. Demetard and Pock! It's been forever, friend. It's so nice to have you here. I'm doing so well. So well. How are you, friend? How are you? How's life been treating you? Smoke a bowl. I'll smoke a bowl with you, my friend. Demetard, just for you. I'm giving thanks. This is the Thanksgiving joint we're smoking today, so thank you so much for joining me, friend. Sometimes when I smoke weed, I feel anxious and more giggly, if that makes sense. It makes me feel things more intense, if that makes sense. It does, Noah. With me as well. Like, it makes my meals a little more enjoyable. It allows me to smell things almost with a sense of presence. Music becomes a little bit more nuanced, almost as if I have more time to analyze as I'm listening. Yeah, weed. Technically, all compounds, coffee, sugar, all of these things have effects on our consciousness, and it's interesting to observe these things. Mm. Doop 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 doop. We honestly had a lot of fun. They recently extended their hours, and going at 10:30 is very quiet and gives us a chance to learn and try new things. We've had a lot of people around. That's really nice, actually. Having the gym to yourself is a surreal feeling. I'm happy that you get to have that, actually, Naomi. Merman says, great to be here with you, friends. Tiffany sends her love as well. Go get that mer blankie. It's posted to Meltmore, by the way. It's posted to Meltmore, by the way. Am I missing something? It's posted to Meltmore. I'm guessing you mean like the mer blankie has been posted to me. Yes, it has. I've not received any information that I've actually received it, unfortunately, Merman. But I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking about you as well. It's really nice to have you here. My mind just went on a bit of a train of thought. I wish weed didn't always make me want to eat all the things, but I can never seem to escape the habit or association. But in saying that, I talked to my family doctor, and in 2 weeks, I will be seeing a therapist to discuss my binge eating and poor relationship with food. Whew. If you go through this, and I genuinely hope you do, Naomi, please bring back anything you can. Like I genuinely feel like that is something I struggle with sometimes as well, where I have a bad relationship with my reason and way of eating food, where it becomes a little bit compulsive. And then as soon as I've finished eating something, the compulsion comes back instantly. And it becomes this like momentum loop that I get myself caught in, and I just feel bad at the end of it sometimes. So please, 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 maybe you can teach us as well, Naomi. Sometimes we use food to cope. I feel like, yeah, I definitely did the same, Nova. I definitely did the same. It's an emotional crutch, and weed can allow us to feel even more things, including our bad emotions. And then trying to eat our emotions can be even more enjoyable, and it does stimulate our appetite as well. So it has that added benefit or caveat. It's a constant flux we put ourselves into. Please, Naomi, we can definitely learn from each other as well. I appreciate you being so vulnerable and sharing this with us. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, says Andy. I'm thankful for sharing this space with all of you, and we are thankful to have you share with us in this space. Genuinely, thank you, my beloved brother. How have you been? How's the family? When I smoke, I feel like I have more clarity. I feel I agree completely with you on B, but I feel it also has something to do with when you smoke, or if it's the first time you're smoking in the day slash the first time in a while, because so the way that I consider clarity is more in a way where the information received is a little bit heightened, but as a result of that, you have the capacity to be more in control as to less in control. And that's a very weird slash convoluted way of saying, as soon as you smoke weed, everything becomes a little bit heightened. Your thoughts, your potential anxieties, the things you're seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, all of these things can become heightened. And alongside with that, the potential for negative things or things that you perceive as negative to be heightened comes right alongside with that. But it's still a choice. It's very much a choice if you want those negative things to influence you to the point where it can literally debilitate you. In the case of anxiety, for example. So I feel as soon as you realize you're the one in control and you're the one that has control of the knob that gives you clarity, clarity basically comes instantly from that on B. But it's very easy to get into the loop as well, where you don't have that clarity. Can be a bit much. On beat. Let's have a tribute to the acid trip joy. Lee Harper, I'm happy that you're joining me, friend. I mean, all of these things, dude. I feel this space have almost become psychedelically loaded for me at this point. Every single time we come here, things just start happening in my mind. I'm scared because in the morning I'm starting my ADHD medication. It's a stimulant, and I'm worried that it might affect me in a bad way, but I have to take it. It is a stimulant, and it is going to affect your dopamine reuptake, probably, if anything is. CCO, oh, yes. It is going to affect your reuptake of dopamine, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. No, might not be a bad thing. So what ADHD basically means is that our brains, and I consider myself to be a ADHD monkey as well, our brains release potentially a lot of dopamine, but it doesn't have a sustained release of dopamine. So we constantly seek new pleasurable, potentially pleasurable experiences in hopes of this initial dopamine release. And then that dopamine release tapers off, and then we seek for the next thing. And as a result of that, when it comes to studying or focusing on potentially linear tasks, having that minimized dopamine release makes things very uninteresting very quickly. So making use of a medication, type of stimulant, can kind of extend that dopamine window so you stay interested a little bit longer. You don't necessarily have to continue using this compound, but you can use it as a tool to realize within yourself new habits and new behavior. You can realize that you have the capacity to sit down for a while and do something potentially. And then you can build on top of those realizations into habits, those habits into lifestyles. You got this, Nova. You got this, dude. It's not the drugs. It's all you, man. It's all you. That's great. I'm proud of you. We are so proud of you. No, we genuinely been in my mind for years, and I finally took the big step to seek a professional. This is the way. Genuinely, friend. This is the way. Eat red meat. I love you still, you brother. Thank you. Eat red meat. I love you, my friend. Thank you for coming in so hot. Such beautiful energy. I appreciate you. I'm an emotional eater. I think you will feel relieved to get professional insight. I genuinely hope so as well. On beat. This is the way. We can't be helped if we don't ask. Yes, thank you. I got this. You got this. No, you completely got this, my friend. Wrecked and Divine, definitely an emotional eater here. And yes, food tastes so good after weed. I learned to combat this though through several methods. If anyone needs advice, let me know. Please, Wrecked and Divine, here we are. You know, this is the moment for us to learn. Please do share all of the wisdom you have. We would be more than willing to absorb it, make it a part of ourselves, melt it into our consciousnesses. One thing my oldest siblings learned when struggling with a drug, one thing my oldest sibling learned when struggling with a drug addiction is that with a drug addiction that has even helped me with food is called playing the tape through. My brain last night kept wanting to eat more, but then I had to complete the thought. Playing the tape through. Maybe you're gonna, I want to eat more, but then what? I eat more, I am not hungry. If I eat more, I often become uncomfortable. I feel the regret after for those few moments of enjoying too much food. I agree completely. And is that what playing the tape through means? Like the way that I'm interpreting it is literally in your mind, if you want to do a certain thing, to play it through in your mind, to see yourself going through each and every single step, and to maybe picture yourself not appreciating it afterwards. I love food. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's better than hearing or seeing, much better than smelling too. You know, like I want to agree completely with you, Nova, but I feel at the same time that cooking, you know, like eating something is great, but being able to create those experiences, I feel that's almost like the other side of that infinity. Did I just see a Haywire Hill? Hello and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hello and happy Thanksgiving to you. Haywire family. I'm guessing it might be Uncle Becky on the other side of that account. I love you so much, my brother. Thank you for joining us. To you friends who don't know, you should know by now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. My light buddy in this world of ours is Uncle Becky, the streamer slash creator on Haywire Hill, the subreddit I'm streaming to right now. Like, we basically both were streaming on this platform before us connecting with one another. And me and Uncle Becky have connected, have shared things, have manifested realities that we're actively living right now. And we keep doing that, and it's wonderful. I wanted to say hi to our other friends. Thank you so much, Auntie. I mean, all of the things I say still stand, you know, if Uncle Becky is here or not. I love you, friends, so much. And I look forward to what's to come. I meant its address to melt more on the package. Oh, it didn't have a name to put in April. Oh, I understand, Merman. Excuse me. That makes a lot more sense. I thought it would be racing, so I feel like I can process it differently. I can't feel much when I smoke, just a little relaxed. I probably need a tolerance break. Crayon, I feel like I already need a tolerance break as well. I mean, I'm not overdoing it. I'm still smoking these joints pretty conservatively. You know, just taking a little bit of a puff and then putting it down again. I saw both a nuclear explosion and like the little health cross. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Get nuked, and everybody that is in the nuke blast radius gets cured of death. Or of life. That's a bit dark, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Hope you're well. I missed one. I want to eat more, but then what? I've already did one. Doing good now. Looking forward to spending time with the family today. I'm so happy to hear that. Andy. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm actually going to get to spend Christmas with my family. It's gonna be a good day. Yeah. Christmas is a very ethereal day. And you know, I've come to realize that it's not about any of the things that we have conversations about or reasons that we're there, be it presence or religion. It's genuinely about just everybody coming together on a day. Having an excuse to. Unfortunately, we need excuses to come together. You know, be it a funeral or a holiday. Why is weed illegal? Because if weed was and has been illegal for as long as we have been living in a civilized society, Nova, the medical industry would have lost hundreds of billions by now. Hundreds of billions, maybe even into the trillions of dollars. So they want them cash, so they're gonna keep selling prescription medications, dude. It's a bit wrecked, but yeah, it's the world we live in. Not for long, hopefully. I mean, things are changing, but we're gonna have to be patient. April, wow. When it does arrive, it's going to be quite a celebration. I'm genuinely hoping and looking forward to that as well on B. It's literally a hand crocheted blanket by Mermama. Like, what more can I ask? You have been such an inspiration to us all now. You friends have been to me as well. You know, hearing the things you friends have shared with me, seeing into your lives. Hearing your perspectives, learning from you friends have been an absolute inspiration to me. It has made this journey so much more full than I can ever have hoped for it to be. And I appreciate you so much for that. Taste is the first sense I would choose to lose. I would not imagine a world not being able to see. You see, Zach, that's the exact same thing that I thought initially when our friend said that like taste is better than seeing or hearing or like all of the rest. Like taste, if I don't like doing this necessarily, but if I had to pick like a ranking of in what order I would want to lose my senses, which I wouldn't want to, but if I had to, it would be taste, smell, hearing, touch, sight, in that order. Like sight has to come number one basically. Did you know in the 1900s heroin used to be legal and sold as cough syrup for a sore throat? They would mix the heroin with like codeine, with I think some like stimulants like meth as well, or like cocaine. Those stuff, and that stuff was like hardcore. It was like, oh, you're coughing, are you? You're coughing. Have some of this. You take a gulp. You're just like out of this world. No longer meditated. I guess it worked. I guess it worked. Tape through is getting past the initial thought slash craving. Where does this lead? I want it, then what? I'll feel good briefly, then what? Then comes the uncomfortable feeling, the regret. Is this choice worth it? That's a really good way of looking at it. I agree completely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Naomi. Whew. Christmas? Yes. Yes. Me and my family are gonna get to spend Christmas together, Heather. And thank you for joining us as well, my friend. Yeah. Like, I don't even know. I'm not excited about it. I'm just kind of looking forward to seeing all of my family members again. And I feel like I'm already preparing this persona, if you will, like this person that I'm gonna be now. Yeah, because I feel like I can't be myself around my family, so I'm just gonna be chill. I'm gonna be quiet. That's gonna be like the gist of it. How do you see your future in the future? No, well, that question, like as soon as I start to think of it, it starts as like na 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 na, and then it like becomes this mess in my brain, dude. So it's too much. Like I don't have the ability, intellect, experience, knowledge to properly untangle all of that stuff. It's gonna be a process. It's gonna be much at times. It's gonna be beautiful all of the time. And throughout all of it, helping people, be it through experience, be it through understanding, be it through genuine physical intervention, helping people is what's going to be the primary goal throughout all of it. How about you, Nova? I have a prescription for anxiety and depression. Other than the weight gain, it's changed my life for the better. I'm happy to hear that, Treyon. Did it help you change your life, or did it change your life for the better because of the way you've been living your life, the actions you've been taking, the way you've been able to experience your existence afterwards? Or has it changed your life just on your baseline? Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Just like, oh, I'm feeling baseline better. Or is it like oh, because I'm feeling baseline better, all of these things are becoming available to me, and as a result of that, it's changed my life. Like, both of them are completely okay. I'm just prodding a little bit. Sack says, I'm so happy I found you this morning, and I'm happy you're here with us as well. G Knapsack. G Knapsack? G Knapsack. I appreciate you joining us, friend. Genuinely, thank you. We open this space every single day. Hope to see you again. Morning, host from New York is Jared. Thank you so much, Heather. Hugs to you as well from South Africa. Noah says, I also feel like I'm not myself around my family. I talk in a high pitch, I'm annoying, and I make when in reality I'm chill, and I talk a lot low personally. I just can't be myself for some reason. I wish I could. Being quiet helps. No, that's what I'm gonna do, because I do the exact same thing. And just being quiet, being mysterious, being drawn back, leaving you. So instead of feeling like you have to be a participant, active participant, you become an observer in that situation. And weirdly enough, on a subconscious level, people realize that. And it makes them curious. It makes them like, why am I participating and you're observing? And they're like, where's this power balance? What's happening? Yeah, human beings. And they're interesting. So, and I genuinely love my family, but I also feel at the same time like I'm not the same thing as them. And it's a trip in its own. I'm glad it's helping you. When is holiday? Holiday? When is holiday? You seem. Are you asking me when I'm going to take a holiday? I'm not sure exactly, Heather. Let me ask you first to clarify. The knot in my stomach is gone. I don't live in a constant state of stressors. There we go. I'm so happy to hear that, Crayon. Whew, especially for anxiety. Hmm. So now I'm curious. Do you feel the reason your stressors are gone is on a neurochemical level or on a brain pattern level? Like the things you were telling yourself, the things you were feeling into actively, were they anxiety inducing because you were spending so much time thinking about them? Or do you feel the anxiety was strictly implemented on a neurochemical level on your body? And as a result of you taking this medication, that neurochemical balance has been shifted. Knapsack, thank you. I'll remember knapsack. I appreciate you correcting me as well. You seemed more yourself when you lived at home streaming. Did you not feel so? I mean, technically, there is no such thing as myself. Heather, that's the weird thing about it as well. Like, I'm constantly shifting, or constantly evolving, constantly changing. And the environment I find myself in right now is significantly different in every way. You know, I went from being completely alone, not only completely alone, but completely alone with my thoughts. And I spent a significant amount of time thinking about stuff and like spending time preparing for these streams, if you will. And now I'm in a complete new environment where I have a friend that I'm actively talking to literally daily, having multiple hour conversations with. And as a result of that, he is influencing me. He has poems all across his like walls in his apartment, like drawings he's done, little do's and dads, if you will, that he has in his apartment from different adventures he's been on. And all of this stuff is constantly influencing me as I'm both living in this space, moving through this space, eating the same food as him, breathing the same air, having the conversations we're having, you know, and these sort of things do influence us. Absolutely, Heather. So I don't think of myself as anything. You know, because as soon as we think of ourselves as this, oh, this is the thing I am, then you're instantly going to be limited. So if I'm not the same, I don't even want to say I'm sorry. I'm here with you, Heather. I'm here with you. Do you not feel so? What do you feel about me changing? Is it bad? Do you prefer the old me? Either is okay, because I'm both. You know, I'm just not both right now. In the grand scheme of things, I am though. I'm so against those types of pills. I believe if you get on them, the goal should be to use them to be active with the intent of getting to a place where you don't need them anymore. I agree completely, Sensei. That's why I said it's more important for you to be the one that takes the control over your life, over your power of that situation, than it is for you to be completely in a state of dependence of that chemical state that the medication induces. Jesus, quiet, okay. Knapsack, I'll remember. South Africa, you're right. .com. Trophy. Trophis? Trophish.com. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it is South Africa. My sister is addicted to so many pills and it's literally destroying her. And for some reason, they believe because it's pills, it's not so bad. Oh, look, this is this convenient little package. My doctor prescribes them to me. They can't be drugs. Oh, but they are. They're just as bad for you. They're just as bad for you. You're just paying someone else to do it for you instead, you know, making them in these little packages. Sometimes it is necessary to get to a point of okayness when you can get healthy habits in place and slowly stop the meds. For me personally, anyway, I agree completely on B, but it's still. I think what's insane is also saying is realizing that you're still the one in power. You should not relinquish any power to these substances, no matter what. I also feel like I'm not myself everyone. It's good that you are in a different mind space. I used to be very depressed and alone. Now I'm not anymore. I think differently, so I see things differently. And I'm still alone, but at least I have your streams, my friend. Nova, and this is why we do it. This is why I show up every single day. Is because I felt that way as well, you know, and it's not necessarily economically feasible for us to go and see our friends wherever, whenever, but it is to do so on an online platform. You know, we can basically have this space to talk amongst friends anywhere in the world. And we never had that before, and now we do get to have that. And I appreciate you as well, Nova. We're not alone. I'm almost done, Christian. We're going to, what's it gonna be?
I don't know, some youth talk.
We're gonna go to some youth talk. Young people talking about things, which we love. My mate just enjoy it. I hope so. Those pills are not designed for long-term use, only to shock your system, to get you into a pattern, if anything. Also, friend, I'm not sure if I told you, there's also a pashmina from Stephanie and a fossil from me. Bruh, Merman sent me a gift of a mer blanket that his mer mama literally crocheted for me, dude, with her hands. And on top of the mer blanket, his significant other added a pashmina for me, and he added a fossil, dude. And they sent it in April. I'm not gonna wait, dude. It's murdering me.
In April.
In April. Christian.
I think he's gone, bro.
Dude, I'm worried. Like, and I did tell Berman there's a possibility here in South Africa, but I bereave. Dude, Merman, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much, my brother. I don't know how to answer that. I guess it's neurotransmitters firing correctly. GAD is hard to explain. It's like the feeling that you're getting pulled over constantly without the cops being behind you. Oh. So it's like anxiety of something's wrong, or I did something wrong, or what is going to go wrong over and over again without there actually being a genuine threat. Awesome. Good luck. Thank you, Sensei. Good luck to you as well, brother. I mean, we're here, dude. We're here. That's awesome. Are you going to talk to them? I hope so. You know so much how I don't know anything, Nova. You know, he who knows things doesn't say anything. He who says things doesn't know anything. And I say way too much, hence I don't know anything.
He who smelt it,
dealt it. Christian walks in wafting farts in my face. You absolute barbarian. I've been missing to go back into the streams, and I noticed you were inside now a while streaming, and I didn't know if you were still at home with your family. And I just chose to move inside, or if you were somewhere new. I'm living with this absolute animal that's close to me right now. It's been an amazing time. He has been teaching me, mostly imparting on me his neurotices, but let's call it teaching.
Wow. Wow, I'm so insulted.
You're not fighting, Christian. Yeah, that I agree with. However, that's not what actually happens in most cases. Usually they just keep you on the drugs for years, constantly improving the strength. It's the economic thing to do for them, you know, unfortunately it's insane. And that on that level you are right. I see a future of where I'll be. It's more like a dream. My dream is actually that I'll be successful and make music, but I'm worried that I'll just end up working and retiring at 60. Nova, fortunately, my friend, we live in the time where 60 isn't going to be a time in which you no longer have the ability to do things. You'll be able to make music when you're 60 as well, dude. In fact, it might be a lot easier to make music in your 60s. You're okay. Nova, I feel the same way, dude. I want to make music as well, but I look at the stuff, you know, I can make basic stuff, but I feel like as soon as I start to, then I have this critique, you know, like this big bulking teacher that has this big ass stick, just like circles the stuff that I'm doing. Yes, watching, looking, and then it like, and then like, poof, kills you instantly. And then you try and get up again, try and continue. The self-critique is a little bit brutal sometimes, no, but I get it, dude. We're not close to dying yet, fortunately. We're gonna continue going, man. You can get natural good feelings by helping others, exercise and eating well. And you are correct, never label or group anything. Exactly, boo. It really is that way in Absnack. Like, we're limiting ourselves as soon as we label things, limiting the experience thereof. I feel like I'm not creative enough and I just give up. But I have made some good stuff. In Nova, you can make more, dude. Like, send some to us if you want us to listen to it. I would love to. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, C. Young. It's nice to have you here again, friend. Thank you for joining us. I asked my doctor to make sure the pills they prescribed were not habit forming. I'm happy to hear that, Crayon. You're the one that just should be not habit forming. That's the best way. Almost all drugs are habit forming, sometimes even when doctor says otherwise. Can also be the case. Humans are habit forming. My drugs aren't. Human beings are the habit forming ones. What a person, what a great person you are. So inspiring. Oh, knapsack. You don't have to flatter me, friend. Like, I'm just a mirror to you. Everything you see in me is within you as well. I hope those pills work out for you. Thank you so much, Nova. We have another friend sending you love as well, Crayon. You have physical symptoms from quitting, but not like opioids. Well done, Law. I'm not exactly sure what to say, Sia. Yes? I feel that. Boop, that's a tough place to be. Took me years to get the help I needed. I always have discontinuation symptoms. It can be he who denied a disapplied. Man, even elephants do drugs and they eat fermented fruit and get drunk. Exactly. You know, fundamentally, creatures on this planet like to get intoxicated. Us human beings love. We get intoxicated with something like 99 different plants, different compounds, 99 of them. Human beings love it. Your hair is nice brown. Curly is godly. Thank you, games. I appreciate your love, my friend. It grows this way out of my head. And it's weird. Especially, I have this friend that also has curly hair. And me and him will just like look at each other and have these, it was like stare-offs. And like the hair is one of the things that we've mentioned before as well. I wouldn't necessarily call it godly, maybe crazy. Like all of the people that I know that happens to have curly hair, there's a little bit something wrong with them, including myself. There's a little bit broken. I'll be happy to teach you the basics of the guitar. Oh, Crayon, don't you tease me with a good time. With the GAD, I feel anxious about things. You don't even know what you're anxious about. Oh, it's like hearing combat music without seeing the boss. Like that's, I think I've seen that analogy before. That's the best one that I can think of as well. Dun 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 dun. You know, you're like, what's happening? Where was I supposed to go? The gold leaf on your shirt kind of looks like a marijuana leaf. How funny. This one? I mean, like this, maybe a little bit. Man, marijuana leaves are beautiful as well. Big ass fans. Goodness, Leonardus Ronaldo! Thank you for dropping in so hot, Fred. It's so nice to have you here. How have you been? How's life been? It's been so long. Genuinely love you, friend. Correct, it makes a different normal daily anxiety. Yep, and it's easy for others to say you have nothing to worry about, but that doesn't really help anything. You know, people kind of write off mental illness or mental diseases as just, oh, it's in your head. It's just in your head. What do you mean you have a mental illness? It's in your head, Christian. Stop being mentally ill. It's like saying to a person with asthma,
Those kids in my backyard don't agree.
what do you mean you have asthma? It's in your lungs, Christian. It's just in your lungs, dude. Stop having the asthmas. You, friends, are more than worthy of having the, the ailments that befall you on a mental level, on a physical level. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not worthy of feeling the things you're feeling. I'm sorry, my friend, if I've ever said something like, just don't worry about it when it comes to anxiety. How do we help others with anxiety, Christian? Other than just being
You
there for
guys,
them.
you guys should hear him sometimes. He tells me worry is useless. Worry is pointless. You don't need to worry. What's the point of worrying? You know, just stop worrying. And I stare at this man in disbelief, in utter horror of like, how are you not worrying right now?
Because he worries enough of the both of us. You know, like I see him literally in sheer panic. And I'm like, yes, there is a complete balance, two sides of infinity present. Like I cannot worry in this space especially. Thirsty, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Happy Reflection and Appreciation Day to you as well. Thank you for joining us, brother. Lol, curly hair, stare off, I'm bald. That's completely okay as well, Knapsack. I have completely made.
Bro, in
What's
fact,
the
it's
word?
so much more efficient.
Exactly. I've made what's the word I'm looking for? Peace. I've made peace with the possibility that I might be bald one day, and now after I've made that peace, I kind of see it as a win in so many ways. Like no more hair in the shower, no more having to wash it and condition it and stuff. Christian wants me to finish up. We have to leave. Thank you for the whole server, for the blessing, for the coin gift, dude. I appreciate you. GAD, thank you. Generalized anxiety disorder. Thank you, Crayon, for giving me the abbreviation full out. That is the one on your shoulder. The one on my shoulder. This one. Oh, this one does kind of look like a marijuana leaf. You're right, actually. That was weird. I was thinking of the Mortal Kombat music when you said boss music and you sang. It's good to see you not doing these streams solo, but I do miss seeing the nice nature and the animals in the background soon. Nova, genuinely soon. This is just a temporary part of it as well. Hey man, I hope you're doing well. I am Leonardus. I'm doing so well, friend. Thank you for hopping in and for sharing your love with us again. You've been missed. I didn't mean to insult you. No, Heather. Not even a bit. You are different, you each day, and I have every right to. It doesn't matter how I feel about you, lol. Look at this dude. Look at how he stands with his keys in his hands. Like, come on, we're gonna leave now. Friends, I'll read your message on the way there, probably. Thank you for sharing the space with me. I love you. I appreciate you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow around this time. I love you. Bye bye, everyone. And bye bye, Nova. I appreciate you as well, my friend. See so. City.